agenda, that is online Portuguese translation service. May I now request Honorable Minister Sri Subhash Desai to press the button and launch the online Portuguese translation service. This online Portuguese translation service is for the benefit of the people, for the researchers who are coming to archives and they have their public records and historical records, who wants to apply in archives, and when they apply all these records from the Department of Archives, they are in Portuguese language. So they find it very difficult. They have to search for Portuguese translators. Government of Goa Department of Archives has empaneled 15 Portuguese translators, and they were physically doing all this translation service for last 2 years. What problem we were facing, and the translator and the people were facing, is they had to come to archives, apply it, then the translator had to come to archives, take the document, submit the translations, come back to archives. So there were too many trips people, translator had to do, come and go to archive. Now with this online services, people can apply online, sitting at whichever part in Goa they are, through Goa online services, and our translators sitting at home, they can translate it, authenticate it, and then digitally sign it and submit it online. So we are also reducing paperwork in this. People can get benefit of this particular service, or Portuguese translation services. All our empaneled translators are also present over here for this launch of this service. This particular service has been designed by Goa Electronics Limited and has been funded by Department of IT, Government of Goa, and Department of Archives is today launching this online Portuguese translation service for the benefit of public and researchers. All those documents of archives, you can now get your translation done through this online services. You can choose whichever translator you want from the empaneled translator, or the system will automatically select as per the order which we have put. So this is all about the Portuguese online translation service. This was for the first agenda of the evening. The second agenda is launch of 2 schemes. As you all know, that Department of Archives is one of the oldest archives in South Asia, and we have historical records from 1498 onwards. We have Portuguese relation records with Marathas, neighboring kings of Sawantwadi, Bhosles, then Nayakas of Ikkeri, and various other rulers of India, and not only from India but also Portuguese relation, the trade relation with the various continents and various countries of Africa, Europe, Southeast Asia, and all these historical records are lying in archives. And we have seen that very few researchers come to archives. So our minister thought of having and to encourage the researchers from Goa to come to archives and do research based on the primary records which are there in archives. And we are launching today Dr. Pandurang Tisurlekar Research Fellowship. This particular research fellowship is about in which we are giving in 2 categories. Junior category, wherein a student can apply to archives with his proposal and will have to carry out research on the basis of primary evidences which are there in the historical archives of Goa. And in senior category, similarly, a person with a doctorate, PhD, can avail this particular senior research fellowship. We have named this after Dr. Pandurang Tisurlekar, who was instrumental in systematically organizing this Department of Archives during the colonial period, and he was also instrumental in highlighting various Portuguese Maratha relation records. He was also instrumental in showcasing some of the rare records of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and the peace treaty with the Portuguese of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So in all, in his name, we are launching this Dr. Pandurang Tisurleka Research Fellowship, and we have Mukhya Mantri Purabhilekh Prakashan Yojana. That is the second scheme. This scheme is about, there are various records in Portuguese, and in past several academicians have done their PhDs using this historical record. They will be having the translations of this particular record. So if any academician is interested, or if any layman is interested to get the document published, so that the wider research scholars or other people can get benefit of their research work of the translation, we are going to financially support them through this particular scheme. So these are the two schemes. May I now request Minister Sir to kindly press the button and launch the particular scheme. And our third agenda of the day is to sign MOUs with educational institutions. Our director and our minister thought that we have to engage more and more students' activities, research-based activities, and engage academicians, students with Department of Archives, because this particular archive is a storehouse of several historical records for researchers, and students should know what archives is having. So that's why we thought of having memorandum of understanding initially with 3 educational institutions of Goa, and today we are going to sign those MOUs between the principals of Vidya Prabodhini College, PES College Farmagudi, and Government Sant Soirobana Tambiye College Perne. And our director and the principals are going to sign those particular MOUs, and they are going to exchange these MOUs. And this exchange of ideas, exchange of academicians and students, research-based activities to promote more and more research-based activities, these MOUs will be helpful. So may I now request director and principal of PES Sri Ravi Naik College to exchange the memorandum of understanding in presence of Secretary Archives and May I now invite Principal Government College Perne, Sant Soirobana Tambiye Government College Perne. I now invite Vice Principal of Vidya Prabodhini College along with their chairperson. Yes, sir. On this occasion, may I request Secretary, may I request Secretary Education to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Minister for Archives and Social Welfare, all the principals here, Chairman of Vidya Prabodhini College, all history teachers, students and friends. It is good thing I am happy to be here today with you all because three initiatives are being launched today. One is Pandurang Krishavurkar Research Scholarship, which was much needed. There are two type of research fellowship, and I'm sure that this will give a better research facility to all researchers, and on the other hand, government will get few ready-made documentation. There are many research research areas wherein we have not yet touched, and basically research from archival documents, and this will help people because this is, I believe, it's a full-time research scholarship. So because amount is also sizable amount, which will encourage students to do full-time research. I would request Honorable Minister also to explore the possibility. There are so many archival records are available in Lisbon and Porto in Portugal, whether they can be brought here in digital format, which will give a boost to research for all researchers. Second initiative is Mukhyamantri Purabhilekh Prakashan Yojana. It's also a good initiative wherein people who have already researched and come out with their research work, or those who have translated the original work from Portuguese or any other Modi or any other language into Konkani or Marathi, their books can be published, isn't it? It's yeah. So this is also a good initiative, and today main good thing is happening that department is signing MOU with colleges, which was much needed because we have to fill this gap, academia and government department, because researchers, they are from academic field, and government department is on other hand. And many a time it so happens that all the records are just lying in archival records, but they are not used for any research work. So this will help researcher as well as government departments to trace our history, to come out with new research, to come out with innovative research ideas. And I congratulate Department of Art and Culture, Archives and Archaeology, and I'm sure that with the guidance of Honorable Minister, this department will do much better work in the future, because I think now Archives and Archaeology has also bifurcated Goa Gazetteer, which was a Goa Gazetteer which published long back, and there is no addition to Goa Gazetteer, which is much needed. I congratulate for Minister for that, and all the best.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Honorable Minister for Archives to address the gathering.
नमस्कार आणि सगळ्या काळजांतल्यान पूर्वी बरी माय मोगाचो येवकार. I will not talk in English because all of them have expressed their views, opinions in English, and I feel that the common man from Goa should understand it in their original language. Because of that, I choose to express my opinion in Konkani. हांव पयली सुवातेर सरकाराचे तर्फे तशेंच माननीय मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर प्रमोद सावंत हांच्या वतीन ह्यो ज्यो फॅसिलिटीज आमी जे इनिशिएटिव्स घेतिल्ले आसात ते आमच्या गोंयच्या लोकां खातीर ओपन करून लोकार्पण करतात, आनी अत्यंत म्हत्वाचे अशे जे खूब पयलीं जावपाक जाय आशिल्ले ते आतां घडून येतात ह्या सरकारा मदीं. म्हणून हें सगळें करता आसतना आमकां जे मार्गदर्शन माननीय मुख्यमंत्र्याचें मेळ्ळें आसा, आनी माननीय आमचे बाकीचे ऑफिसर्स आसात तशेंच डिपार्टमेंटाचें हांव कौतुक करतां, अभिनंदन करतां. चड करून रोहित बाब कदम आमचे डायरेक्टर, आनीक आमचे म्हणजे बालाजी शेणवी अत्यंत खूप तांच्या गायडन्सांतल्यान हे उपक्रम मुखार वतात. अशें न्ही की ते पयलेच फावटी केला म्हणून, पूण म्हाका दिसलें की हें अत्यंत गरजेचें आसा, अत्यंत आवश्यक आसा. आमच्या सगळ्या लोकांक आमचें दायज, आमची हिस्ट्री, आमचो इतिहास वो बरे प्रमाणान समजुपाक जाय. आनीक जे मुखारले जे आमचे स्टेप्स आसा, जे वर्तमान आसा ते घडोवपाक आनी ताच्या नंतर आमचें भविश्य हें कशें घडोवपाचें जाल्यार हें आमचें त्या डॉक्युमेंटाचेर आसतलें. सो इट इज मच needed initiative which has been put forth by our department, and I compliment and appreciate such efforts in the field of this archival and offering all those good things to the general public at large. पहिले म्हणजे online Portuguese translation service. This service was not available. I mean, everybody used to come in the department archives and they used to take their documents and मागीर ते भायर वताले इन सर्च ऑफ दी पोर्तुगीज ट्रान्सलेटर आनी कोणाक वाटेर मेळटा ताका धरून ते ट्रान्सलेट करून घेताले. हाव ऑथेंटीक वी डू नॉट नो, अँड दॅट दोज वेर बीन प्रेजेंटेड टू दी कोर्ट. You know, we thought that there should be an authentic translation which will carry values. ताचे खातीर आमी एक स्कीम केली की आमचे भितरले जे कोणाकय पोर्तुगीज ट्रान्सलेटर जावपाक जाय आनी आमी तांकां एम्पॅनल करतले, जाणे करून खरें ट्रान्सलेशन म्हणजे बरें एक्युरेट ट्रान्सलेशन इन स्पिडी विदाउट म्हणजे तांचे जे खर्च आसा त्याचेरय मर्यादा हाडून एक युनिफॉर्म फीज तांकां करून जे पब्लिकाक त्रास जावचे ना आनी टायम बाउंड सर्वीस तांकां मेळटली आनी तांकां खंय तरी कोणाच्या फाटल्यान सर्च करपाक वचचें पडचें ना. हें फॅसिलिटेट करपा खातीर आमी ओपन केले आनी ताचे नंतर आमी इनवायट केले तांचे कडच्यान एप्लिकेशन्स एंड ऑल दोज हू अप्लायड देर अँड वी कंडक्टेड द एग्जामिनेशन. आमी तांची परीक्षा घेतली आनी परीक्षेंतल्यान जे क्वॉलिफाय जाल्ले आसात ते 15 ट्रान्सलेटर ऑफिशियली आमी एम्पॅनल केल्ले आसात. हें आमच्या जनते खातीर कळपाक जाय, कारण कसलोय डॉक्युमेंट जर ट्रान्सलेट करतलो जर जाय, दिस डॉक्युमेंट वीच वेर ट्रान्सलेटेड बाय एम्पॅनल्ड पोर्तुगीज वी कॅन एश्युअर दॅट दे वील बी अ करेक्ट फॉर्म ऑफ द ट्रान्सलेशन्स. सो आय रिक्वेस्ट सम ऑफ देम, दे आर देर. तातूंत भितर ऑन युअर बिहाफ I am extending this service to the public. So it is your responsibility now to go in depth and put forth the best translations. आमकां जाय तशें न्ही, जे पेपराचेर आसा तशें ट्रान्सलेशन तुमी पब्लिकाक ऑफर करपाक जाय. सो सिन्स वी गॅरंटी देम, इट इज युअर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑल्सो. आनी तांचे कडेन आमी जे सायन केल्ले आसा जावं एग्रीमेंट केल्लो आसा, इफ इट इज फावंड नॉट करेक्ट देन देर आर सम पेनल्टीज ऑर discontinuity, all that will happen. You know, eventually that will happen. But we will see to that. I'm very sure and I'm confident that all of them will give good service and accurate translations to this. आणि हे ट्रान्सलेशन करत आसतना म्हाका दिसता आमी फीज पसून खूब युनिफॉर्म दवरले आसा. आयज भायर मार्केटान गेले जर जाय, इट अमाउंट्स टू 1000, 1500, 2000 or whatever amount that they claim. But now right here you will find per page 350 rupees. You know, very uniform and very reasonable translation cost आमी ताका दवरिल्लो आसा. and authentic translations, all these facilities will be available for the general public. म्हणजे गोंयच्या लोकां खातीर एक बरी रिजनेबल रेटीन भितर एक एक्युरेट ट्रान्सलेशन मेळटलें, ही आमी गॅरंटी दितात. हो एक हे जालो. आनी हे कशें करपाचें तें तुमकां सगळ्यांक सांगलेलें आसा. आमचे जे ट्रान्सलेट करपा खातीर येताले लोक, ते जर तांचे कडेन फिजिकल डॉक्युमेंट आसा तांच्यांनी खंय अपलोड करपाक जाता आनी तांचे कडेन स्वताच्या कॉम्प्युटरा वेल्यान स्वताच्या स्कॅनरा वेल्यान अपलोड करपाचें, तांचे कडेन दिवपाचें. इट वील गो इन हातून. जर तांकां इफ दे हॅव अ चॉयस ऑफ दॅट ट्रान्सलेटर देन दे कॅन चूज द 1, 2, 3. इफ नॉट वी वील बाय सर्क्युलेशन आमी कशें वता पळय न्ही त्या ट्रान्सलेटरा कडेन आमी तांचो टर्न करून दितले. सो ट्रान्सलेशन हो एक पार्ट जालो. पयलीं कितें जातालें, ट्रान्सलेटराक सोदपा खातीर खूब पावटी मारची पडटाल्यो. ट्रान्सलेटर मेळ्ळ्या नंतर ताका फॉलोअप जावचें पडटालें. नाव वॉट एवर डॉक्युमेंट यू हॅव हँडेड ओवर ऑर यू हॅव पोर्टलाचेर घालून तांकां सेंड केल्लो आसा, यू वील बी एबल टू ट्रॅक इट वेर इट हॅज रीच्ड, वेन इट इज गोईंग टू कम टू यू. सो दीज ऑल things are mandatory for them also, so they cannot sit with the document. So आमचो एंड युजर जो आसा, पब्लीक जो आसा, हे जे हिस्टोरिकल रिकॉर्ड्स आसतले किंवा प्रॉपर्टी रिकॉर्ड्स आसतले किंवा आमचे बाकीचे जे आमकां एकेडेमीक रेफरन्साचे रिकॉर्ड्स आसतले हे सगळे तांचे कडेन ट्रान्सलेट करून मेळटले. अनदर थिंग आमकां सगळ्यांक खबर आसा की डॉक्टर पांडुरंग पिसुर्लीकर रिसर्च फेलोशीप ही अत्यंत आवश्यक आशिल्ली आनी डॉक्टर पांडुरंग पिसुर्लीकराचे योगदान ह्या क्षेत्रांत भितर कोण विसरपाक शकना. जो अभ्यास तांणी केल्लो आसा, द रिसर्च दॅट ही हॅज मेड अँड ही हॅज कम आउट विथ अ लॉट ऑफ पब्लिकेशन्स, बुक्स तांणी बरयल्ले आसात आनी तातूंतल्यानच आमकां दिसलें की अशें मनशाचें योगदान जाणी रिसर्चा भितर, आर्कायव्जा भितर, मेंटेनन्सा भितर जो आपलो एक अनुभव तातूंत केल्लो आसा त्या मनशाच्या नांवान एक फेलोशीप काडप अत्यंत गरजेचें आसा. सो 2 फेलोशीप आसा, एक ज्युनियर रिसर्च फेलोशीप आनी एक सिनियर रिसर्च फेलोशीप. ज्युनियर रिसर्च फेलोशीप म्हणजे हातूंत भितर कोणी एप्लाय करपाक जाता आनी वी वील सिलेक्ट वन ऑफ देम इन ईच ऑफ द कॅटेगरी. द ज्युनियर रिसर्च फेलोशीप वील हॅव 20 months agreement with us. He will be paid 25,000 per month. Okay. आणि सिनियर रिसर्च फेलोशीप आसा ताका ताजे क्वॉलिफिकेशन्स बी आसतली. तातूंतल्यान तांकां 40,000 रुपीज पर मंथ ओवर अ पिरियड ऑफ 20 months. आणि हे कित्याक आमकां अत्यंत गरजेचें अशें दिसलें की आमचे जे खूब मोठे आर्कायवल रिकॉर्ड्स आसात फ्रॉम 1498 टिल डेट. Goa is blessed with all these documents, and as of today we do not have those expertise people to analyze those translations, to analyze or to refer all these things. People should come forward. It's because of that we have called some of the interesting students also here. So म्हाका दिसता की हें अत्यंत गरजेचें अशें आमच्या स्कुलांनी तें पावपाक जाय. आमचे जे दायज आसा, आमचेर कितेंय जालें जर जायत पोर्तुगीजांनी एक गोष्ट बरी केल्ली आसा की ती तांणी डॉक्युमेंट्स प्रिजर्व केल्ले आसा. तांचे आमचेर अत्याचार जुलूम हे सगळे केलेच, पूण ते जुलूम पसून ताणें बरोवन दवरिल्ले आसात. म्हणून आमकां आमची हिस्ट्री, आमचे दायज, आमचे एन्सेस्ट्रल प्रॉपर्टीज हे हाचे बद्दल म्हायती आमकां आसपाक जाय. आनीक जे हिस्ट्री स्टुडंट्स आसात तांकां खूब हे गरजेचें आसा आनी ह्या हिस्ट्रीचो शोध घेवपाचें कार्य तांकां ह्या एजीचेर इनकल्केट करपाक जाय म्हणून आमी मोही सायन करतात. सो हे जालें रिसर्चाच्या बाबतींत. आनी मुख्यमंत्री पुराभिलेख प्रकाशन योजना ऑल दीस टायम हे रिसर्चर्स आयल्यात, खूब तांणी अभ्यास केल्लो आसा, आपले थिसीस बरयल्ले आसात, कोणाक डॉक्टरेट मेळ्ळें आसा, कोणाक म्हणजे अशें तांचे जे मटेरियल तांणी तयार केल्लें आसा आफ्टर लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट्स. दे हॅव पूट इयर्स ऑफ देर एक्सपिरियन्स, इयर्स ऑफ देर टायम to get things out of it. And तांकां त्या पैशाच्या अभावी, फायनान्साच्या अभावी जर ते प्रकाशीत करपाक मेळना जर जाय, the government will come forward and assist them in releasing all these things, and that will be a part of our archives documents. So आमी एक हालींच आनी एक इनिशिएटिव्ह स्टार्ट केल्लो आसा which has not come here and we have not formally inaugurated it. We are trying to go in each of the talukas in the first place. आमच्या गोंयची जी हिस्ट्री आसा ताचे बद्दल आमी एक प्रदर्शन करतात. गोंयचीच न्हय तर भारताची हिस्ट्री आमकां ती प्रदर्शीत करपाची. जे डॉक्युमेंट आमच्या डिपार्टमेंटा कडेन आसात ताच्यो आमी फायल्स म्हणजेच ताचे आमी कितें म्हणटा ते बॅनर्स करतात, ताचे आमी त्यो फायल्स करतात आनी त्यो प्लेस एक्झिबिशन करतात. ताच्या भायर आमी एक फिल्मूय करून घेतिल्ली आसा. म्हणजे ज्योती कुंकलेकर हाणें आमच्या मुक्ती दिनाची मुक्तीची होमखंड म्हणून एक गोंयच्या स्वातंत्र्याचे होमखंड म्हणून तांणी एक बरी डॉक्युमेंटरी केल्ली आसा. ही डॉक्युमेंटरी आमी तातूंत भितर प्लेस करतात. सो फार वी हॅव कवर्ड सांगेम अँड केपें. अबाउट 1000 स्टुडंट्स आमी एका बरोबर घेतात प्रत्येक स्कुलांतले. आनी आमच्या ह्या आर्कायव्जान भितर लाखांनी बूक आसात जे कोणाची पब्लिकेशन जाली, हाडली, दवरली आनी ती आतां आरमारीक बंदिस्त जातली. आमी ते कितें करतात, ताचे सेट्स करतात आनी इम्पॉर्टंट बुक्स आसतात ते आमच्या गोंयच्या स्वातंत्र्याचेर, आमच्या दायज, आमची संस्कृती, आमचे कल्चर हाचेर खूब मोठ्या लोकांनी ही पुस्तकां बरयल्ली आसात. ती पुस्तकां आमी त्या प्रत्येक स्कुलाचे रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह घेतात, तांचे हेडमास्टर, टिचर किंवा स्कूल भुरगे. एक वटच्यान एक्झिबिशन जाता, एक वटच्यान तांकां ते फिल्म डॉक्युमेंटरी दाखयली वता आनी दुसरे वटच्यान तांच्या लायब्ररीन वाचपा खातीर एक बुकाचो गट्टोय दिता. सादारण 15-20 बूक आमी एका स्कुलान जे मोठ्या ऑथरांचे दितात. सो हो जो उपक्रम आसा तो आमी सगळ्याक वळतात. आयज आमचे मदीं प्रसाद बाब लोलयेकर आसात, खूब तांचे अभ्यासय ह्या हातून भितर आसा आनी तांचे कडेन जी डिपार्टमेंटां आसात तांचो एक प्रोएक्टीव स्टँड आसता, प्रोएक्टीव इनिशिएटिव्स आसता. I would request him to just facilitate this and help us in reaching out to all these schools, because unless we know our history, unless we know who are our ancestors, unless we know who all those freedom fighters who fought and who lost or sacrificed their blood and their lives for the liberation for our independence, हांचे हे स्कुलांनी वचपाक जाय. So we would आमचे कडेन आमी बजेटेड बी कांय केलें ना. वी थॉट वी विल पुल द रिसोर्सीस फ्रॉम हियर एंड देर एंड वी विल टेक ऑफ दिस इनिशिएटिव्ह इन अ मंथ. एटलिस्ट 2 कडेन आमच्या तालुक्यान जावपाचें. इफ द एज्युकेशन डिपार्टमेंट इफ दे फॉर्मुलेट एनी स्कीम, then we can go in every school, or we can give this आमचे अशें कितें फिल्म करून आमी ती धाडपाक शकतात. पूण आमी this is just an idea which is thrown, and we together have to come out with the solution, because our children should know. It's only because of that. The public should know. It's another that we will take care. But at least reaching out to the vast community of the students, the assistance from the education department and their guidance is much required. I don't take much of your time. I congratulate. I'm very thankful. आमचे संजय बाब वलावलीकर आसात, management chairman of Vidya Prabodhini. आमचे संत सोहिरोबन बनात MBA Government College Pernem. I thank you, and also PS Ravinay College Farmagudi for coming together for spreading this initiative all across, and your efforts are very much required. It is not just an agreement for keeping it in our this. We have to truly work together hand in hand and see to that the rich history of Goa is spread, and every student of Goa should have access to our history. So with this few things, I think the department is going ahead with all these initiatives. म्हाका खबर ना पयली कशें जाल्लें. Also, I would at this point of time you will be asking me again. त्या खातीर आनी परत आनी तुमकां वचपा खातीर न्ही थोडे म्हणटात डिजिटायज ऑर डिजिटायजेशन ऑर डिजिटलायजेशन, कितेंय टर्मिनॉलॉजी आसूं आमी डिजिटायज करपाचें कार्य हातान घेतिल्लें आसा. वी हॅव ओवर 3 crores of records, and those records are to be digitized in a phased manner, but आमकां कितले फास्ट करपाक जाय तितके करपाक जाता. People have not realized the loss, and people have not realized the benefit of it. Now what we have offered, the translation, if it was available on our data is a very important concept in any area wherever you go. If this data is available in a digitized form, anybody can go and refer to that document and refer this link to them, saying that I want the translation of this, conversion of this. It was very easy. Now they have to practically get the physical document with them. If they don't have a physical document, they cannot go with this. So the next step, आमी तातून मुखार येतले. जे डिजिटायज जाल्ले फॉर्म्स आसात ताका एक लिंक, ताजी एक इंडेक्स करतले. सो एवरी पर्सन विल नो वेन दे रेफर टू आवर दीस. आमचे जेन्ना सायटीचेर ते वतले तांकां कळटलें की आपलो डॉक्युमेंट खंय आहा. नाव दे हॅव टू फिजिकली कम एंड रेफर सो मेनी बुक्स. हाव वी आर प्लेसिंग इट. द इंडेक्स की विल बी नोन. The index key pasun हांव तांकां गायड. I am a software developer, and I know how the documents are to be made, search or indexed. So it's because of that. खंयचे बिल्डिंगेन आसात, खंयचे मजल्याचेर आसात, खंयच्या फ्लोराचेर आसात, खंयच्या कंपार्टमेंटाक आसात, खंयच्या रुमान आसात, आनी खंयचे कबर्डान आसा, आनी खंयच्या शेल्फाचेर. All this will be put in a key. Then looking at that index, you will be able to exactly find out where the exact the record lies. So immediately, if you want to access that particular book or a volume, you can straight away go and access it. In the similar way, you can straight away go to the software, the application असतले application software. तातून भितर तुम्ही क्लिक करून तुमच्यान ते काडपाक जाता. So systematic organizing our documents, आणि ताजे access, ताजे revival, ताचे usage, ताची security, कोण ताका access करपाक शकतलो, for what purpose, their log, their audit, everything we will be able to trace it within fraction of time. You know, if a particular document is accessed by so many people, and what would be the process? आता जे लँड स्कॅम जाल्ले हातून भितर, this we will be able to trace it within fraction of time, because who was the person who had accessed it, for what purpose, and was he a person accessible to it, whether he had that security. The level of security from 1 to 9 should be maintained. म्हणजे कोणाक खंयचे डॉक्युमेंट जाय पडटले आनी कोणाक एक्सेस आसतले, कोणाचे परमिशन आसतले, कोणी ऑथरायज करपाचे, कोणी व्हेरीफाय करपाचे, ऑल दिस थिंग्स, सेक्युरिटी थिंग्स विल बी प्लेस्ड ऑन दिस. So we have a full idea about what we are going to do. It is not just ignorantly we are going because of digitization and परत ते खंयचे तरी कोणशाक पडटले अशें आसचें ना. म्हणून आमकां आनंद जाता की ह्यो सगळ्यो स्किमी करता आसतना सरकार भक्कमपणान आमच्या फाटल्यान आसा. म्हाका दिसता की आमी हाच्याकय फुडें वचून डिजिटायझेशन आमी खूब मोठ्या प्रमाणात आणि फास्ट ट्रॅकाचेर व्हरपाची विनंती माननीय मुख्यमंत्र्यांक कळपाक जाय, म्हणजे तांचे कडेन घातिल्ली आसा. अँड आमकां दुसरें कितें आनी वेगळें कितें येवचे पयलीं हातूंतल्यान भायर सरपाक जाय, कारण अत्यंत म्हत्वाचे अशे दस्तावेज आमचे कडेन आसा. आमचे कडेन आसात ते सोडूनय जे प्रसाद बाबान सांगलें तशें लिस्बनान जे डॉक्युमेंट्स आसतले, जर त्यांनी डिजिटायज केल्ले आसात, we could acquire it in digitized form. If they have not digitized it, if they have it in a physical form, then how best we can have access to it, or we can make copies of that and get those copies and digitize it here. So all these options are available, but it is not just government of Goa. We need to have a foreign affairs ministry involved in that, and it is म्हाका दिसता की तांच्या सरकारा कडेन आमच्या सरकारा कडेन उलोवणी जावन हे मुखार वचपाक जाय. सो वी आमी आमचे जे डॉक्युमेंट आसात ते पयलीं जाग्यार घालपाचे पळयतात, एट अ टायम टेकिंग ऑल दीस बर्डन अँड ऑल द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी विथ अस, अँड देन ते चोकअप, ट्रॅफिक चोकअप जावपाक जायना. आमी पयलींच माननीय मुख्यमंत्र्यान ताची वापो केल्लो, ताचे एक तांणी संकेत दिल्ले, पूण ते संकेत म्हाका दिसता की 1-2 वर्सां भितर आमी तातूंत वतले. तेच न्ही तर आमच्या भारतान भितर अनेक जाग्यांनी आमचे डॉक्युमेंट आसतले. तुमी म्हणलें की सावंतवाडी आसतले किंवा डॉक्टर पिसुर्लेकरांच्या हातूंत भितर खुबशे उल्लेख आसात, तातूंत भितर इन डेप्थ वचून आमी काम करतले. आमी त्या दिशेन खूब मोठी म्हत्वाची पावलां मारलेली आसात आनी म्हाका पूर्ण खात्री आसा ज्या रितीन आमचे डिपार्टमेंटूय ह्या कामाक लागले आसा. We are putting all our resources, and we will see to that the government will come out with such initiative which will facilitate and benefit the public at large, the scholars and the students community at large. Thank you very much.
सुभाषबा, सीएम एक स्टेटमेंट करता आम्ही पोर्तुगीजाची कुरवा नष्ट करतले म्हणून आता तुम्ही पोर्तुगीज लिटरेचर प्रमोट करतात. Isn't this contradictory?
We see you have some misinterpretation. We are not म्हणजे पोर्तुगीजाचे लिटरेचर आम्ही प्रमोट करनात. आमची गरज आसा. इट इज मे बी इट इज अ पोर्तुगीज लिटरेचर, बट इट इज आमचे दायज आसा. इट इज आवर ट्रेजर that we are trying to get back with this. It is not that Portuguese has done something and we are promoting without having any relation to it. It has a very much significance to the history of Goa, and that is what we are trying to capture it from them. It is not a promotion of Portuguese literature.
Sir, एकूण डाऊट आला की हे सर्व्हिसेस तुम्ही म्हटले ऑनलाईन कोणत्या वेबसाईटचे किंवा
गोवा ऑनलाईन
गोवा ऑनलाईन
आणि इट कॅन बी ऑल्सो एक्सेस टू द सिटीजन सर्व्हिस सेंटर जे आसा न्ही, दॅट ऑल्सो दे कॅन गो अँड अप्लाय फ्रॉम देअर ऑल्सो.
कितके लँग्वेजीनी
you can just show that go online, no? The person from jail is there. So जसे सरांनी सांगले की बाहेर कितें आसा 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 अर्जन्सी आसा तशी रेट्स काडटात ते. हांगा कितें आसा 350 रुपीज रेट आसा गो ऑनलायनाचे थ्रू, आनी वी आर गिविंग एम्पॅनल्ड रेकग्नायज्ड पोर्चुगीज ट्रान्सलेटर.
आणि इंग्लिश कोंकणी दोनूय ट्रान्सलेट.
आम्ही सद्याक इंग्लिश केल्ले आसा. इन फ्युचर वी विल सी टू दॅट इफ द रिजनल लँग्वेज आमकां जाय पडटली. बट लेट अस नॉट टेक ऑल दॅट बटन एट अ टायम. वेन इट इज अवेलेबल इन इंग्लिश, देन अगेन वी विल have lot of translators and can be done very fast, because English to Marathi or Konkani is not a issue here. The issue is Portuguese. We don't find translators in the Portuguese language. So आम्ही ह्या पयलीं घेता. आनी आमी for your information आमी मोडी जे हें आशिल्ले ते स्क्रिप्ट आशिल्ले आमी खुबशे प्रमाणात म्हाका दिसता की ओवर 60-70% आमी कन्वर्ट केले. ह्या 1-3-4 हांव घेतले तेन्नाच्यान म्हणजे जबाबदारी घेतले जो ह्या डिपार्टमेंट. सो अशें कितें इनिशिएटीव transformation is happening in the department. Thank you.
Yes.
God bless you.
On behalf of Department of Archives, I take this opportunity to